Hello and welcome to the channel. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has said that it cannot prosecute Tinubu on allegations bordering on narcotics offense for which he forfeited a huge sum of money in the United States 2 decades ago. Recall that the People's Democratic Party (PDP) spokesperson Dino Melaye had filed a suit which compelled the drug agency to arrest and prosecute Tinubu. So let's find out what the NDLEA response was on why they cannot do any of that. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Why we can't arrest, prosecute Tinubu, says NDLEA. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has filed a preliminary objection to a suit instituted by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) on the shifting of the opposition party, Senator Dino Melaye, seeking an order of mandamus to compel the Anti-Narcotics Agency to arrest and prosecute the President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu over alleged forfeiture of some funds in his bank accounts over 2 decades ago in the United States. In its notice of preliminary objection signed and filed at the Federal High Court in Abuja on Wednesday by its Director of Prosecution and Legal Services, Joseph Mbona Sunday, NDLEA submitted that the application by the PDP, which is the first applicant with Melaye as the second, is incompetent, adding that the court lacks the jurisdiction to entertain it and as such should be struck out. Listing its grounds for the objection, the NDLEA said both PDP and Dino Melaye do not have a local standing. They do not possess an interest peculiar to them and above the interest of all other Nigerians, adding that the investigation and prosecution of Tinubu were targeted at removing him as a bona fide candidate in the February 25th, 2023 presidential election. The agency argued, order of mandamus is an equitable remedy and should only be applied for in good faith and should not produce an indirect or underlying result. The doctrine of judicial self-restraint precludes this honorable court from delving into matters with political coloration or matters aimed at getting direct or indirect political goals, while noting that the foundation of the PDP application was the proceeding of the U.S. District Court of the Northern District of Illinois, Eastern Division in the U.S., it said the judgment in the said proceeding was given with prejudice, adding that the said proceedings and judgment have no judicial value and as such, the supposed course of action of these suits as constituted is baseless and legally unsustainable. In a sworn affidavit in support of the NDLEA's preliminary objection, a litigation officer attached to its Directorate of Prosecution and Legal Services, Chia Cosmas Depon, said that as an independent agency of government saddled with the responsibility to investigate, arrest, and prosecute persons involved in drug trafficking and other related offenses in Nigeria, the agency has a healthy relationship with the government of the United States, saying the name of Tinubu by whatever acronyms or combination of names has never featured in the exchanges we had with the United States of America. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. In related news, the spokesman of the dissolved Tinubu-Shettima Presidential Campaign Council, Festus Keyamo, has slammed the former presidential candidate of the Hope Democratic Party in the 2019 election, Ambrose Owuru, for filing a motion to stop the inauguration of Bola Tinubu as Nigeria's next president on May 29. Owuru, who is a constitutional lawyer, filed a fresh motion on notice at the Court of Appeal in Abuja seeking to stop the swearing-in of Tinubu as president. Owuru in the suit is praying to the Court of Appeal to prohibit President Muhammadu Buhari, Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) from inaugurating the 2023 president-elect on May 29. He claimed that he was the valid winner of the 2019 election and had not spent his tenure as required by law, consequently seeking to stop any other move towards the inauguration of Tinubu or anybody else as successor to Buhari. Among other things, Owuru maintained that Buhari had been usurping his tenure of office since 2019 because the Supreme Court had not determined his petition filed in 2019 wherein he challenged Buhari's victory. He also applied for another order placing on notice that any form of inauguration organized by Buhari on May 29, 2023 remains and is viewed as an interim placeholder administration arranged pending the hearing and determination of his substantive appeal on the constitutional interpretation thereof. The motion is supported by an 8-paragraph affidavit praying to the Court of Appeal for an expeditious hearing before the inauguration of Tinubu. In a tweet via his verified Twitter handle on Friday, Keyamo stated the action of Owuru shows someone who is suffering from the new strain of bipolar disease. He wrote, "Let me describe the new strain of bipolar disease just discovered. Someone ran an election against the president in 2019 and lost. He challenged the victory in court and lost. So, after the conclusion of another election in 2023, he files a motion in court to stop the swearing in of the next president on the ground that he ought to be sworn in first to complete his tenure in 2027 before the victor in 2023 can commence his tenure. I am told they need his photograph for the next edition of the dictionary to illustrate bipolar," he tweeted. In other news, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State on Friday met with Nigeria's president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the Defense House in Abuja. Makinde, alongside Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State, met with Tinubu days after he returned to the country from vacation in Paris, France. Tinubu had earlier paid homage to President Buhari at the presidential villa, after which they jointly observed Jumat prayers at the Presidential Villa Mosque in Abuja. The two governors elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party had a light-hearted shot with the president-elect and also took pictures with the governors. Shortly after the arrival, Makinde and Wike had a closed-door meeting with Tinubu along with the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum and governor of Kebbi State, Atiku Bagudu, his Jigawa State counterpart, Abubakar Badaru, and former governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.